All right, so these are September 2025 mini messages for every single sign. I'm just going to do it as one whole video. I'll timestamp it, so you can just go into the comments, find the timestamp for your sign. All right, let's go. So first up, we're going to have Virgo. So for September 2025, Virgo. Okay, moving on. So from the dark to the light, there's something you're moving on from. There's something you're walking away from, letting go, turning your back to. You're like, I'm done with this situation. I'm moving forward. Or you know what? You might literally be moving. Maybe you're moving from one place to the next. Maybe you're moving from one relationship to the next. But you're looking towards the light. You want to go into a better direction. You're moving on. The number 6 could be important for some of you. So maybe you're moving on from someone who has a June birthday or the number 6 in their birthday. Maybe the number 6, if you were born on like September 6th, maybe this is more like important for you. Maybe this is something that was like 6 months or 6 years long, but there's something about moving on, moving forward, turning your back to the darkness and moving towards the light. Let's see if there's any other messages for Virgo. What else for Virgo? Moon cycles. Okay, so paying attention to moon cycles affect your emotions. So paying attention to your emotions, like this situation was draining and now you're choosing to move forward, or this situation was sad and you're at the point where you're ready to stop focusing on the sad and start focusing on the happy. Maybe this situation has just got you too stressed out, too sad, too angry. Maybe something good. Maybe you're super excited because now you're moving towards a new direction. However, when emotions come into play, make sure you're not making decisions based on emotions. Make sure you're making decisions based on truth, realities, pros, and cons. So what's best for your future self, not just because you're mad, like, oh, I'm gonna break up with this person because I'm so mad today and it was really something stupid. Ladies, you get your period, you get mad, you snap out, and then you're like, oh, I want to do this. First of all, be cautious, be careful. Make sure it's not because you are just on an emotional high or an emotional low, but make sure it makes sense. All right, so that's what we have for Virgo. Let me reshuffle because next we got Libra. All right, Libra, 2025. What's going on for you for September? Passed on loved ones. So some of my Libras, you have passed on loved ones, people who have passed away that are kind of like, maybe you're reminiscing about them a lot. Maybe something about them is coming up or significant in the month of September. Maybe you're remembering something like, you know, my grandma passed away back in September or 11 years ago because there's an 11 on the card. Maybe in 2011, maybe when you were 11 years old. Something about passed on loved ones, but they're letting you know, like they're watching over you, they're protecting you. Also, your loved ones do not want you to feel guilty about how they have passed or anything surrounding their death. They don't want you to feel upset, sad, or guilty. So if you're harboring something because of someone's passing, it's time to let that go. It's time to move forward. Passed on loved ones could be significant for some of you during the month of September. Now, I'm not going to say that some of you are going to have a loved one that's passed on or will pass on, but that could also be a message that's possible. But let's just say, let's focus it as more so of a message that they want you to not be sad and not feel guilty about their passing or anything. All right, Libra, what else for September? Maybe they're just rooting you on. And right when I said that, rooting you on, rejoice and celebration. Okay, so maybe your passed on loved ones are trying to kind of root for you and say, hey, good job, way to go, like celebrate. September, some of you will be celebrating because this is for the end of September through October. So September 23rd through October 23rd. So some of you, your birthday month, you'll be celebrating, partying, kicking it. Maybe some of you are going to hear something, a celebration, an engagement, a birthday party, a wedding, a job well done, or congratulations. There's something you're going to be celebrating. So something good might be coming in or happening for you, or you're attending something good or something that's happening exciting in the month of September. All right, so what do we got next? Next, we got Scorpio. All right, Scorpio for September 2025. Remember, these are just general messages, so they don't have to resonate with everyone. All right, Scorpio, you got triumphant success. Now, here, this card right here, something good is coming in. Something good is going to happen. You done cut through some bullshit and figure something out. You're getting some type of good success. However, because the blade is double-sided, Spirit is like, just because you got good luck, you got something good happening for you, a bunch of money, a new job, a new person, whatever it is, don't get beside yourself and get to like bragging and everything else. Stay humble. Like, don't let your ego get too big. Just because you were successful in something, you got a lot of money or a better job or a new car, great. Go out, celebrate your wins, celebrate yourself. But don't do it in a manner that demeans others, because then it could come back around to bite you in your ass. So try and stay humble. You know, don't be out there bragging on something and then you turn around and get robbed. All right, let's see here. I keep looking at the Scorpio card, which I didn't do with the other two, but for some reason, you see how this girl got a scorpion on her hand? I keep thinking like, ooh, be careful you don't get bit. Be careful you don't get bit. And that's kind of with the whole sword. So maybe you get something that comes in and it's really, really good, but before you get to bragging on it, be careful, because you'll turn around and bite yourself. Or quote unquote, don't bite the hand that feeds you. Oh, okay. So maybe somebody gives you something good and then Spirit is like, now don't turn around and cut them after they did something good for you. Your next card is self-confidence. So maybe you're feeling really, really good this month. You're focused on how you look, your energy, you're working out, you're eating better, you're taking care of yourself. So this could be a plus, like you're taking care of yourself, you're looking good. Or for some of you, maybe you feel like you don't look good and you're worried about how people are perceiving you or what people think about you. And if that's the case, first of all, don't change because of anybody else. Change because you feel you need to do it for yourself. Don't let other people's opinions affect you. However, reevaluate, look in the mirror like, hey, maybe there is some things I need to work on. Maybe I do need to dress a little differently, or maybe I do need to start to work out, or I do need to start to diet. But trying to have self-confidence and also trying not to let other people bring your self-confidence down. But maybe this is something about looks. Maybe you like, oh, I lost a whole lot of weight and now I'm the shit. But Spirit is like, calm down. Don't forget, at one point you didn't look good. So don't think you can just go shit on everybody else, especially people who were good to you. Remember, don't bite the hand that feeds you. So that's what I got for Scorpio. All right, what's up for Sagittarius? Now, y'all know I'm a Sagittarius, so I always be like, oh, what is coming for me? What is coming from my Sagittarius people for September 2025? Again, general messages, not going to resonate with everyone. However, last month, mine's totally resonated. Probably had one of the best months of the year last month. All right, so Sagittarius, what you got going on? Ugh, that's a lot. So let me just take a look real quick. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm not going to do that because that's not fair. I didn't do that many cards for everyone else. However, I will say the very top card was talking about having patience. And so there might be some seeds you're planting, something you started or you're about to start. And you might have to wait. It might take a little bit of time to come together or to take off, which is crazy because I'm expanding my business. So maybe Spirit is like, all right, it's going to take a little bit longer than expected. But what else we got for Sagittarius? Oh, so your focus for September is probably going to be on your root chakra, needing to ground, let go of anxiety, walk through the grass barefoot, walk through the sand barefoot. But this is talking about your sense of survival. So like where you make your money, your home, you're like, okay, you're going to be focused on, is everything in order? Do I have my bill money? Is there enough food in the fridge? Is all my ducks in a row? So try not to overstress yourself, but just make sure you're taking care of home so that your home environment is safe and comfortable and how it should be. Remember, something might take a little bit to take off, so don't get too stressed out. Just try to stay grounded. Try not to let anxiety take over. All right, what else for Sagittarius? And now I'm kind of like, that's not what I wanted. I want to hear big money. All right, teach. So September for Sagittarius, maybe some of you are teachers and you're back at work. You're back teaching the kids. Maybe some of you are going to get an opportunity to teach not necessarily children, but people, or teach a class or do something. Maybe some of you are going to do some learning. You're like, okay, I need to do some extra learning because I want to take this extra course. I want to offer this extra service. So there could be something about teaching and learning going on. Lessons, learning the lesson. So maybe you have to learn something first before it will take off. Maybe you have to take a class or a training before you can start something. So maybe there's a lot of focus on work and schooling for Sagittarius for September. All right, who do we got next? Next we got Capricorn. Capricorn 2025 general messages for September. Capricorn general message for September 2025. 25. All right, Capricorn. So you got memories of love. So that means perhaps in September, you find yourself walking down memory lane. You're missing people, missing friends, missing family members, people you haven't spoke to in a while. You find yourself thinking about them. Maybe someone from your past is coming back around, whether this is a friend, a family member, a love interest, somebody you haven't talked to in a while. Spirit will say one of two things. First and foremost, if the memories you get regarding this person or this situation are positive, great. Maybe it relates to some other area of your life. Maybe it's just something, a reminder of good old days passing. But if they're negative and this person or this situation comes back around, maybe it's something you need to address, or maybe you need to just not even deal with that person or that situation at all. So if a negative type situation or person tries to come back around, we're cutting them off, we're stopping them right away. If it's something good, we're welcoming it. But don't get too stuck on memories of the past. It's okay to like remember certain people in certain situations, but don't get yourself stuck in a a mood of sadness. You know, it's okay to think about it, but then carry on, keep going, keep pushing forward. So what else do we have for Capricorn? What else do we have for Capricorn? I just heard, if you can be somebody's shining light, if you can help someone, if you can, go ahead and do it, because like this man has the candle with the light in his hand and it's almost like he's putting it out. So if you can be a shining light to someone else, go ahead. Maybe that reminds you of a situation from the past and you're like, you know what, when I was younger, somebody helped me and now this person's in the same predicament and I'm going to help them, or I'm going to pass the torch, pass the light. You know, if you have kids, you're like, okay, you know what? I did what I needed to do. Now I'm going to pass this on to them. So Capricorn, what else you got? All right, spirit guides. So spirit guides are letting you know. They're trying to say, use your intuition, pay attention to the signs, synchronicities, listen to your intuition. Again, that could be the whole point of this right here. You suddenly start remembering this certain person, and then they come back around and spirit is like, before you jump back in bed with this person, or before you go hang back out with this person, or before you go back to this old job, how did it make you feel previously? Why did you cut communication? Because that could be the forewarning or the test, and it's trying to show you that again. All right, Aquarius, what do we got for you guys for September? Aquarius 2025, September general messages. Again, this will not resonate with everyone, so take what does, leave what doesn't. Y'all gonna think I'm crazy, but I just looked at this lady and I thought her belly was pregnant. So some of you might be having a pregnancy scare. Some of you better use protection. Some of you might actually be pregnant. Some of you who are pregnant might actually, I hate to say it, lose a baby. But there's some focus on pregnancy. So if you're not trying to get pregnant, be careful. You ain't trying to have no more kids, wrap it up. If you are already pregnant, just be cautious, be careful. Take care of yourself. All right, so Aquarius, anything for Aquarius? All right, emotional withdrawals. So that makes me think, again, with the whole pregnancy. So maybe there's some of you who can't get pregnant, and this is a month that is really hitting you hard. Maybe some of you found out you are pregnant, and now you're really stressed up, and you're like, oh my God, like, what am I going to do? I feel alone. Maybe some of you, your partner doesn't seem supportive, or they're not acknowledging. So it's something with that where it's like you're emotionally withdrawn because of this situation. Now, for those of you who don't have a pregnancy scare going on, emotional withdrawal is talking about stepping away and pulling yourself away from certain people in certain situations. Like, look, I don't even want to be involved in this. I don't want to deal with this. I just want to be by myself. I want to be on this beach by myself, just worried about my own self. Also, the energy could be reversed. Perhaps you've been emotionally withdrawn and spirit is trying to say now is the time to end that and go out and put yourself out there. Okay, you've done enough work. You've been alone for a while. You've done what you needed to do. Now go out there and make friends. Go out there and get in a new relationship. So you'll know which way the energy is for you. All right, anything else for Aquarius? All right, we got release and declutter. See, I'm telling you, Aquarius, there's something going on. Release and declutter. This right here, maybe some of you are going to go into labor and have your baby, and that's a good thing. We're just saying release, letting go, letting the baby come out. The baby's no longer cluttered in your belly. Maybe some of you, like I said, there could be a pregnancy scare, releasing the clutter, making sure you're like, oh shit, like this scared me going forward. Like, okay, we got to be more on top of things. There's something you need to release or let go of. You're pulling your energy and yourself back from something and letting go of it. So that's what I got for Aquarius. All right, next card, Pisces. Pisces, Pisces, Pisces. You know what? This Pisces lady to me looks like she is exhausted. She needs rest. She is sleeping in the friggin' boat with the fish on the side. So maybe some of my Pisces people for September, you need to take a break. You need to get some more rest. You need to focus on your sleep. Maybe you start feeling exhausted. You go through some exhaustion. Spirit is like, whoa, take care of yourself. All right, suffering in silence. However, it does have the number 9. 9 does stand for September. So for some of you Pisces in September, if you were someone who was suffering in silence, you just had a lot going on and you weren't really opening up and telling people, it's coming to an end. Spirit is saying 9 is completion and ending. That cycle of your life is ending. Or in order to end this cycle, open up, go ask for help, reach out, and let somebody help you if you have to see a counselor or whatever. But there's something going on, a lot of exhaustion, a lot of tiring. So it could be that either this is going to be a month where you're very, very stuck by yourself, resting, relaxing. But it could be negative, like you're suffering in silence, like you got a lot going on, so you choose to be alone. Again, you don't have to be alone. You could always reach out and get help. Or for some of you, that suffering in silence that you were doing is now ending. You're like, I'm so exhausted. I'm so tired. I'm so glad this situation is over. Let me get a good night's sleep, a good break, and now I can move forward. What else we got for Pisces? Anything else for Pisces? All right, nothing else. I'm not going to force it. So let's go to my Aries people. All right, Aries. What do we got for Aries? In the month of September, I see, I guess it's the ram or whatever this is, the man and the ram, and they're like chilling and they're like standing by each other and they're like watching something. So I don't know, it's something about like two people together watching something. Maybe you're watching your favorite sports game. Maybe you're watching your coworkers. I don't know. It's like you and another person kind of like checking out the scene together. Maybe you're going to bounce some ideas off each other. So something about that for Aries. All right, you got the waiting game. So what I just say, watching the game together. Also, the waiting game. So for some of you, September is the month where one of two things. The waiting game ends, whatever you were watching and waiting for to happen or to end or to start or whatever is coming about. For others of you, it could mean something that you were working on or wanted to move or whatever is now stopped, and now you're just sitting there waiting. You're just watching and waiting. Okay, when is this going to happen? When is this going to take off? All right, what else do I got for Aries? What else for Aries? I think the key is have patience. Don't be too don't try to force anything or rush anything. Sit back, watch, observe, wait it out. When the time is right, make your move, or when the time is right, it will happen. So September is the time where you're going to decide whether it's time to move forward in some area of your life or is it time to fall back and wait. All right, anything else for Aries for September? Nope, nothing else. Again, I won't force it. All right, Taurus, what do we got for Taurus? I want to laugh because when you see the Taurus card, it's like the man. He's like leaning up against the bull with like a flower. So Taurus, in September, are some of you trying to play like Mr. Suave? It could be female energy too. Maybe ladies, you're trying to feel like you're like doing it like Mrs. Suave or whatever. Or maybe someone comes in and they're doing that to you and you're like, oh my God, who does this guy think he is with these flowers and this hanging on the wall like that? Or like he just thinks he's all that. Or the girl, she's getting flowers from a guy or something. Or the guys want to give the girls flowers. I don't know. But you got the balance card. So something in the month of September for Taurus is coming back into balance. Either it's coming back into balance finally. You're like finally getting back in balance, a routine, you're back exercising, you're back eating healthy, you're back in a healthy relationship, you're back working, making money. For others of you, you could have some stuff that is getting out of balance. And Spirit is like, okay, September is the month where this all kind of falls out of place, You know, you're over drinking, you're overspending, you're doing too much. Which energy is it for you? You know, you want things to be in balance. You want to get back in good with your job, or back in good with your person, or back in good with yourself. So if things were out of balance, maybe September you find yourself getting back in balance. Or for those of you who were already in balance, maybe Spirit is warning you not to slip off balance during September. All right, let's see, Taurus. Anything else? Anything else? Now, normally Taurus is the stubborn one, but when I'm looking at that card again, it's like the man has the rose. It almost looks like he's trying to give it to the bull, and the bull is being stubborn. So I feel like a lot of you, this could be a male energy trying to get back in good graces with the female energy, and she just ain't having it. She's like, I don't care. You brought me one stupid single rose. What am I supposed to do with that? All right. Now, your next card is abundance and creativity. So for you guys, some of you, there's something really good, probably financial or material. Some type of abundance, a raise, a new job offer, some unexpected money, some type of win. So that's good for Taurus. All right. Next, we got Gemini. So Gemini, what do we got for a general read for 2025, September? Again, it's not going to resonate with everyone. So you got two cards. All right, so Geminis, you got fertility. Now, for some of you, this could literally mean a baby is on the way. Somebody's going to find out they're pregnant. Somebody's going to give birth. Somebody's going to have a baby. However, this could also be the birth of something new. So something new is coming for you in September. The birth of a new idea. Like, you're like, you know what? I'm going to go back to school. Or, you know what? I'm going to switch jobs. Or I'm gonna whatever. Is something new coming in for you? A new opportunity, a new idea, a new hobby. The birth of something new, maybe a new friendship, a new co-working ship, a new position at your job. However, you also have deception and envy. So be careful, because there could be someone around you who is very jealous, very envious, and they see this new opportunity that you're getting, and they're like, well, why didn't I get it? I should have deserved that. I'm better than that. Maybe be cautious of who offers you this opportunity. Maybe the people behind it are doing it for the wrong reasons. Like, oh, hey, you know what? We want to promote you and give you a raise. And you're like, wow, this is great. This is a new opportunity for me. But behind the scenes, they're like, yeah, we want to give it to you because it's hell and we don't want to deal with it. We don't want to do it. So be careful. Watch out. There's something new and exciting that could be good for some of you, but there's also something new and exciting that could be coming with ulterior motives. Also, there could be people or situations around you that are very deceptive, very envious, jealous. They're not what they appear to be. I don't think I'm going to pull another card. I think that's just a good enough message for you there. Not sure why, but the number 37 stands out to me. So for some of you, if you are 37 years old, maybe 37 is significant. Maybe it's someone who is at the age of 37. I don't know. 37 could some reason be important. But September, Gemini, just be careful. You got something good that might be coming in, or it might be good with strings attached. Make sure you're paying attention. Or if you get something good and people start acting funny, listen, that's their problem, not yours. You deserve what's good. All right, let's see here. Next up is Cancer. So what do we have for Cancer for 2025 September? A general message for my Cancer people. All right, you got calmness. So some of you need to calm the fuck down, okay? Whatever you got going on, just calm the fuck down. Like, relax, chill out, calm down. For others of you, maybe calmness, focusing on meditation, letting go of outside noise and clearing your headspace. Remaining calm, staying calm, things are calming down. So if there was a situation that was going crazy, maybe September is a month that is kind of a little bit calmer for you. It's not as hectic, it's not as stressful, but just staying calm, staying in a good headspace, not getting stressed out, having anxiety, overthinking. What else we got for Cancer, for Libra? What else we got for Cancer, for Libra? All right, calm down. And it's funny that you get this card, because you know what Spirit is saying? This card is authority. It's like two people butting heads over authority. Either you're trying to be too controlling and it's causing problems somewhere in your life, or somebody else is trying to be too controlling of you and it's causing problems. So maybe Spirit is like, both of you need to calm down, or you need to calm down. If you're the person who's super controlling, always trying to be in charge, calm down. If you got somebody around you who's constantly on your ass and trying to control you, perhaps you need to tell them to calm down or remove yourself from the situation so that you can have calm and peace. The other thing with this card is talking about a leadership role. So for some of you might have to step up into a leadership role and you feel very anxious. You're like, okay, I just got this job. I'm going to be the boss. Now I don't know what to do. Calm down, take some deep breaths, get it together, try to emulate this image of like being in control. So calm down, get it together, be in control. All right, last but not least, we have Leo. So Leo for 2025, September, general message. Not going to resonate with everyone. Take what does, leave what doesn't. But what do we have for Leo? Leo, 2025, September, what you got going on? All right, what's going on here? All right. So you got the solar plexus card with the number 3. Something about 3. I'm going to say like, okay, like, is there something going on where it's not like necessarily a threesome, but you get what I mean? Like, you and 2 women, or you and 2 men, or, there's a situation or a party of 3. So there's some type of importance or surrounding the number 3. But when it comes to the solar plexus chakra, that is the one that's talking about self-esteem, confidence, willpower, things like that. And it talks about beware of people who drain your energy. So the number 3. So maybe you got one person who, or maybe because you're dealing with 2 different people, is draining your energy. Or maybe you and your person are getting stressed out by someone else. It's like, who is this person? Why are they trying to interject in our relationship? Maybe it's a friendship. You and one friend are getting along great, and here comes somebody trying to break up your friendship. Maybe it's something at work. But it's talking about making sure that you stand in your self-confidence, be confident, have your self-esteem. Don't let other people interject in what you got going on. And if their energy is just making you have low self-esteem or making you feel a certain type of way, then they're not the person for you. Or this situation, you find out your man is cheating, you find out your girl is cheating, you're going back and forth in a love triangle to the point where you're getting drained emotionally and physically and mentally, then let it go. Like, you need to have enough self-confidence to know that you don't need to be involved in a triangle. You can just be you and your person. So I don't know, that message came out pretty strong. So let's see here. What else we got for Leo? Anything else? Anything else for Leo for the month of September? All right, you also got moon cycle. See, emotions are running wild. Emotions are all over the place. Don't make decisions based on emotion. You know what? Like, okay, you find out your person's cheating, or you find out someone at work is trying to undermine you, and whatever or your coworker and your boss are conspiring against you. Before you snap out or go crazy, Spirit is like, look, check yourself, calm down, get your emotions under control. If you're like back and forth between 2 people, again, Spirit is like, look, you got to control your emotions, figure it out. So pay attention, be cautious of what you say. Once you say something, sometimes when you say something, it cannot be undone. So be careful of that. Also moon cycles, I don't know when the next full moon is, but maybe around that time people start acting funny, things start coming out, or you start seeing people's true colors, like, oh, okay, so you now you're paying attention to this person, or you're back with that person, oh, you trying to do this to me. But this is going to be very weird. So in the Leo card, I see this man holding something, a leaf, right? So don't ask me why, because I don't even smoke weed, but for some reason I kept thinking weed, THC. So I don't know what's important about that for some of you. Maybe you're smoking weed right now today. Maybe you're high right now while you're watching this video. Maybe you're somebody who uses THC, or maybe even CBD, but for some reason that kind of came to me. The other thing is, I feel like this man has it like close to his face. So I don't know if there's something with cologne or essential oils. If you're a person who's like always just smells so good or always just has like really good colognes or essential oils, this could be a more direct message for you. Like, be careful, things can get messy. I don't know what that is, but and then you know what? It's too funny because look, there's 1, 2, 3 little dots on that little thing too. And excuse my nails, I haven't had a chance to get back to the shop to get them fixed. But anyways, that's what I have. So that's all 12 signs. If you want a personal read, follow me at JaylinK79 on Instagram. Send me a DM or go to my website. You can book it, www.designhertouch.com.